My student Steve always comes late to class. Do I say I'm going to talk to him, or do I say I'm going to talk with him? Let's talk about it. Hello everyone, my name is Ehab and this is English with Ehab, where we talk about English, we practice it, and hopefully by the end of this lesson, we learn something about it. The topic today is phrasal verbs, but we are going to focus on two particular phrasal verbs, which are talk to and talk with. This video is actually dedicated to one of my former students. Her name is Ryoko. She was a fantastic student and a fantastic person, and she requested this video. Some of you guys are starting to request certain lessons, which is great. You're doing it in Instagram, which is fine, so I'm getting that. Again, I'm just going to remind you guys, if you also want to request lessons in the YouTube page, you can do that as well. So you can do it directly in this channel by leaving a comment. So, Ryoko, this is going to be for you. And hopefully all of you guys out there, this lesson will make talk to and talk with a little bit more understandable. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get to the board, take a look at my examples, and then we'll see what we've learned. Okay, so one thing I want to get out of the way right away is let you guys know, generally speaking, there is no difference between saying I'm going to talk to someone or talk with someone. However, sometimes, and again, focus on the word sometimes, native speakers tend to use talk to and talk with differently. We tend to use them one in one situation and one in the other. Now, that doesn't mean that you cannot use them interchangeably, because a lot of native speakers do. I myself often do that as well. But again, there are some situations where I would say talk to is used more often, and other such situations where talk with is used more often. So, when we say talk to, generally speaking, the conversation that you are having with the person is what we call one-sided. What does one-sided mean? It means that one person is doing all of the talking and the other person is primarily just listening. Now, when does this happen? Well, it happens when one person is lecturing another person. Maybe they are talking to that person about something that they did wrong or something that they need to do. Disciplining someone. Giving a warning to someone, even giving important information to another person. Generally speaking, we say talk to. One note here that I put, it's usually used by a person in authority. So you will have a parent using talk to when they are dealing with their children. Maybe you have a teacher using it when they are dealing with their student. Again, if you look at that intro that I did in the beginning of the video, I said that my student Steve is always late. I would probably say I'm going to talk to him. Why? Because I'm probably going to lecture him or discipline him and let Steve know that coming late all the time is not okay. And there are going to be consequences for coming late again. These are a couple of examples, very basic, and what I've put here in parentheses is I put the person who is speaking, because that'll make it clearer for you guys at home. For example, let's say that a parent is speaking, a mother or a father. My son isn't doing well in school. I need to talk to him. Talk to him. Why? Because you're probably going to let the son know that that is not okay. You might discipline him, you might lecture him. Now, can I say I need to talk with him? Yes, you can. Grammatically, it is okay. And there's no difference in meaning. But again, what we are talking about here is what is more common. What is more common among native speakers? Another example. A manager is talking. The new employee often comes late to work. I will talk to her. Because it seems like the manager is going to let the new employee know that this is not okay. And again, in both of these instances, it seems like it's a one-sided conversation where one person is simply talking to the other and the other is just listening. Now, talk with is different. Talk with, it means the conversation is two-sided. You have two people speaking to each other. It is equal. Equal means nobody is higher than the other. So, it is usually done or used between friends, peers. Peers just means classmate or co-worker. A lot of times it's informal, okay? Example, my friend and I love to travel. I will talk with, I meant to say him. I will talk with him about taking a trip soon. Again, when I say I will talk with him, it just means we're going to have a conversation. Now, again, can you say I will talk to him? Yes, you can. Grammatically, it's okay. But again, this is more common. This is more common among native speakers. Let's say that somebody's alone for one reason or another. I am lonely. I need someone to talk with. What does that mean? It just means I need someone to have a conversation with, an equal conversation. Okay, I hope these examples made it a little bit clearer for how talk to and talk with are used in some situation. Again, there's still grammatically no difference. You can use either one interchangeably if you would like. But let's go ahead and get to the conclusion. In the conclusion, I'm going to put some sentences on the board, and we have two choices. Either we're going to say talk to, or we're going to say talk with. And again, we're going with the better choice. You can use both, but there is a better choice. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the conclusion. Okay, on the board right behind me are 6 sentences. There are blanks at some point within each of these sentences, and you guys at home have to decide, how am I going to complete these sentences? Do I use talk to, or do I use talk with? Again, grammatically speaking, you can use either one. But as I was saying in the previous segment of the video, native speakers commonly use one over the other in certain situations. Generally speaking, when you have somebody, usually in authority, who is talking to someone, maybe lecturing them, maybe disciplining them, maybe just giving information to them, and it seems like one person is doing all of the talking, usually we say talk to. If the sentence appears that there are two people, seems equal to one another, and they are simply having a conversation and sharing information together, and you have both people contributing to the conversation, I would say talk with is more common than talk to. So, let's go ahead. Let's try it out. Number 1, Lisa blank Sarah about fashion all the time. Both love to try out new styles of, clothes. So, in this sentence, do I say talk to or talk with? I would say talk with. Lisa talks with Sarah about fashion all the time. Both love to try out new style of clothes. This seems like it is a two-sided conversation. They both love fashion. They both love to try out new styles of clothing. So I would say talks with. One thing to point out, remember, even when we're talking about phrasal verbs, there's always a verb inside before the preposition. That needs to be adjusted for the subject. So if I say Lisa, it's going to be singular. and we need to say talks with. Tom often blank his roommate about being messy. He wants his roommate to be cleaner. I would say this one talks to. If you really want somebody to act a certain way or to be a certain way, you're going to be doing most of the talking. And that's what the case is in this situation here. I would say he talks to his roommate because the roommate seems like they are messy, and Tom wants the roommate to be cleaner. So again, that seems more of a one-sided conversation. Now, are they equal? Yeah, I'm sure they're equal. But again, maybe Tom, all right, is responsible for the housing or responsible for the apartment and making sure things are done on time, bills get paid on time. So again, I would go with talks to in this case. Number 3, Julie blank her sons last week after they got in trouble at school. Julie blank her sons last week after they got in trouble at school. I would say talked to. Again, Julie is the mother. Her sons are getting in trouble at school. That seems like Julie is going to be doing most of the talking. It's going to be probably disciplining her sons, lecturing her sons, and letting them know that this behavior is not acceptable. Now, again, I can change the verb and say talk to because it says last week. I usually blank my coworker about sports. We both enjoy watching basketball games. I would say talk with. Seems like it's an equal relationship. It seems like we're having a conversation. Again, both of us enjoy watching basketball and talking about sports, so talk with would be better for this one. John blank his classmates about video games. They both play video games all the time. Again, it seems like it's a conversation. Everyone is contributing to the conversation, so John talks with his classmates. And again, it seems equal. Number 6, the last one. The boss blank a new worker after he or she is hired and explains company rules. This one seems like talks to. It seems like it's a one-sided conversation because the boss is going to explain what those rules are, and usually the rules for a company are quite long. So it seems like it's a one-sided conversation. Also, usually the boss has more authority than just a regular worker. I hope you guys learned something today, and I hope this video made it a little bit clearer as far as what the difference is between talk to and talk with. Again, grammatically speaking, you can use either one. You can use them interchangeably, but again, native speakers use them in slightly different ways depending on the situation. If you did enjoy the video, if you can please like it and subscribe to the channel possibly. Also, again, in the future, if there is something that you would like to see, a certain lesson that you would like me to do, please leave a comment down below, and I promise to make that happen very soon. As always, keep on speaking English. Bye-bye.